Guys, just before we get into today's video, please could you leave a like on today's video, hit the subscribe button, leave the bell on, and comment and share my channel to your friends if they watch football or if they don't, etc. Please, it does help. It really does help and support the channel quite a lot, and I really would appreciate it. Get into the video. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about who Town have released, and that is going to be 7 players of which some have played this season, some haven't, some have been due to injury, and what this could mean for Ipswich in the future in League One. So I'm going to start off with Dean Gherkin. Dean Gherkin was our number 1 a couple seasons ago when Bart wasn't as good or at his peak as he is now, and yeah, Dean Gherkin's been on the subs bench quite a lot, which he doesn't deserve. I rate him as quite a decent goalkeeper, and he shouldn't be on the bench. He's got enough talent to be elsewhere in the Championship or maybe like a higher League One team, but yeah, he shouldn't be on the bench for us. Quite a waste, and that has been for a couple of years, seeing as he is knocking on the doors of retirement, or it seems that way due to his age. Secondly, we've got Jordan Spence. Not much to say really, because I didn't get to see him play, but from what I've heard, fans didn't like him at all. He was really bad. He did come from West Ham, and it's kind of a mutual feeling between Jordan Spence and the fans. Like, we don't really like him apparently. Not sure what to say on that one, and I'm not sure where he will go. So as I was just talking about Dean Gherkin, there are a couple of League One and League Two sides looking for a goalkeeper, and as someone rightly pointed out on Facebook on one of Ipswich's recent posts for the actual release of some of these players, Dean Gherkin could go to Colchester, and if we didn't go up next season, and Colchester did, we might see him play again. Third one is Grant Ward. Grant Ward has sustained an ACL injury this season, and that has struck him out for most of the season. He did play a couple of games. And again, I didn't get to see him play much at all. I did watch a couple of highlights from the first start of the season, and he looked good. I thought he would have been a decent player in League One, but obviously Ipswich may be looking elsewhere for other wingers. I'm trying to think who could benefit with wingers. Maybe like a low level of Championship side this season, they could do with him. And someone said that hopefully the PFA might help him out, continuing on through his injury of his ACL recovery. Next we've got Simon Dawkins, the Jamaican for us, or was for us. I think we saw him play at West Brom, me and my mate. Not too much to be said really. He had one shot and nothing really came about from him. Definitely hard for him to come into the squad, seeing as there was like a set amount of players, or certain type of players that could be playing, and I just don't think he got up to that level straight away. And again, I think he would be a decent player in League One, but maybe he could be going somewhere elsewhere in League One or League Two. I'd really want to see him do well, as he's not really shown much at Ipswich, and that's kind of not his fault. James Collins is our fifth one, and I was quite gutted to see that he got released, as I thought he was quite a good player. He brought a lot of structure to our back four, and to have him down in League One would just be brilliant, because he has the experience. League One, in some ways, it is a faster paced game, but not faster than the Championship. So it'd kind of be up to his speed. He'd know the knowledge. He'd be good. But the only problem with that was that he would be on a higher wage than most people, and we just wouldn't be able to afford that, which is a shame. James, I think, is a very, very good player. Obviously, he came from West Ham, and I thought his contract was longer than the end of this season. So yeah, that is a shame. Sixth one, Jonas Knudsen has disagreed, or not agreed to sign an extra contract to stay at Portman Road. Last season we tried to sell him, as he noticed that a lot of other players are being sold at the same time, so he thought he could have went with them or been sold separately, etc. But it just wasn't for him. No one came and picked him up in the summer, and he also tried to do the same in January and didn't succeed. So now he has disagreed to sign another contract, and he's now what you call a free loan player, so he could go anywhere. And then finally we've got Tom Adeyemi. Don't know much at all about him. I've heard that I did see a couple of times that he was in the lineup, but didn't get many appearances at all. Yet again, without experience, it's very hard for him to carry on either in a Championship team and possibly League One. He might be able to get into a League Two club. It just depends. And now moving on to League One, it will start to pick up who becomes whether it becomes clear or not. With the release of Dean Gherkin, which is a shame. It is a bit of a waste keeping him on the bench, but I did like to watch him play. That does mean that Bart will keep the number one spot until another keeper comes in, and Harry Wright, who had a loan spell at Chelmsford towards the end of the season, he played really well there, and that does mean that Harry Wright will come in as number two keeper and could possibly see a bit of game time and an appearance, or hopefully a few more, as he is a very young keeper. People have said that he's too small to be a goalkeeper. He's only 5'11", which I don't think is too right in what they're saying. And also links with goalkeepers. Apparently we are closing in on deals to try and sign 6'9" Gillingham goalkeeper Thomas Holy. I haven't seen much of him play. I haven't seen him play much. I have watched League One results, League One highlights, and I haven't really paid attention to that side. So that should be something that I could be looking at over the summer. So obviously Thomas Holy, he could be coming in from Gillingham. There has been talks that we are closing in on deals for James Norwood, and in a couple of days' time, or around a week time now, I think, James Norwood will be playing in the playoff final to go up to League One. So if he does go up, it could just become a little bit harder for us to get hold of him, as he might want to stay with Tranmere and see what the future beholds of him. Another player that has been a shock to me, because first of all, it's Will Keane. He has been released by Hull, and this was announced quite a few days ago. I'd be surprised if we didn't sign him. we've just released James Collins, and we could potentially get back Will Keane. I'm hoping it's for a permanent transfer, but we could yet again get him back on loan. The only problem that I could see from that is that the wage might be a bit high, seeing as we are now a League One side until we get promoted, and yeah. But those are the transfer rumours so far. If you know any more, I'm always trying to keep a keen eye out, trying to look, see what's happening. But those are the only transfer rumours that I've heard of and obviously talked about with you guys. It has only become apparent that these 7 players have just been released from Ipswich. Some of them have been a shame, some of them were unfortunate, and some of them are understandable. But that is Ipswich's move to progress, to try and do themselves good in League One. Now, I'm hoping this is for the better, that we do alright in League One, and Paul Lambert has, in my opinion, made decent choices. Probably not for Grant Ward, but this might not just be his choosing, as the same happened with Paul Hurst, where he had to get rid of players, and I just don't want Paul Lambert making the same mistake. As long as we bring in decent players in the summer, and we play like the way that we have been playing recently, fans, without a doubt, have been absolutely fine recently. Beyond fine, actually. Ipswich fans, you're just brilliant. Been there most of the season, throughout this crap season. Nobody can say that we've had a good one at all. Probably the worst one that I've ever watched, seeing as I only started watching in February. I went to my first Ipswich game this season versus Sheffield Wednesday, and that was appalling. But the game after and the very few games after were really good, and I could see the impact that Lambert had made within a couple of weeks of coming in, which is brilliant. And now Lambert has a full summer to sort out pretty much everything, get everybody interlocked. Fans are already there. It just needs to happen. And if we got off to a flyer in League One, there's no doubt about it. I definitely think we're going to finish in the top 6. There's 24 positions in League One. Divide that by 4, and that is a 1 in 6 chance of no. You've got a 1 in 4 chance of coming in the top 6. Those odds are too good, I think. Especially coming down, I think we will go straight back up within 3 years at least. But yeah, a separate video will be made on that, and that has been today's transfer rumours and the releasings of Ipswich players. If you guys enjoyed today's video, as I said before at the start of the video, please leave a like on it, subscribe, comment, put the bell on, do pretty much everything for me. It supports the channel quite a lot, and yeah, I shall see you guys in the next video.